Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Front Row Access Podcast. I am your host, Steven Russo.
Anthony Gonzalez here.
Let's fucking go. All right, guys, we got no MMA news for you today.
What?
Absolutely nothing. Straight zero. Definitely not like the whole UFC 304 card got dropped or anything like that.
Nothing like that would have happened.
Nothing like that could have possibly happened.
But when it does happen, we will get to you.
Exactly. But today's going to be a little bit different. So, if you guys were following our TikTok, which a lot of you aren't, son of a bitch, you should be following that damn TikTok, bro. Alright, so if you guys have been following us on TikTok, which you totally should be, it is Front Row Access on TikTok. It's the same logo as you see in the channel box down here somewhere. I think it's over here. It's the same profile picture. It's not very hard to miss us. So, go ahead, follow that TikTok there, but I'm not
Plug
stop
all the
plugging.
rest of the social medias now, or?
Oh yeah, fuck it. Let's just go follow us on Twitter and Instagram as well. It's the same user. Just fuck Facebook. We're not on there. So, if you were following the TikTok, as I was saying, you would know that Anthony and I were at an NF concert yesterday, and then it dawned on me, right? We never went over the Hope album when it came out. We made our first NF episodes last year, and when we made those episodes, it was in anticipation of Hope, and we never got to Hope. So,
I think what happened was when they dropped the first couple songs of it before the actual album came out, we did do those because you had counted that he said 30 in that first opening one.
So he probably had released Hope
and Motto, I think,
and probably Motto to that. So, but we didn't go over the whole album. I literally just went over the single. So, and I don't even know if we hit Motto in that, did we?
I'm not sure, but we might have.
Well, fuck it, we might have. But regardless,
we'll go over it again.
We'll go over it again because that's what we're gonna do here. Because that's what we gotta do. And now, also, my Spotify listeners, I know I have been neglecting you like hella. You guys have not gotten an episode since January. All of it has been on YouTube. So if you do happen to be listening to this on Spotify, the episodes that you're missing are all here on YouTube. I'm not going to go out of my way to upload all of it to Spotify. That's no fault of your own. That's my fault. It's just, I'm not going to...
Wait, then is this going to go on Spotify at least?
Yes, this one will make it to Spotify. I'm going to prioritize that this one makes it to Spotify. I know I've been really neglecting y'all lately. I'm very sorry. Yes, we're still on there, but this is the best place to get the podcast here on YouTube. So, regardless, though, we went to the NF show last night. This was the second leg of NF's Hope Tour, right? We saw him on the first... Oh, yeah. Show him the thing. So here we are, guys. So here's the album. I have the vinyl of it. This is Hope. It's a very unique cover. He's out in the middle of an ocean with a raft. He has a map in his hand. If you guys know NF, you know that's the map to Hope.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
And if you didn't know, we're cluing you in right now.
Exactly. The search, definitely, this is the back of it. So we have all the tracks on there. And as you can see, NF here is dressed in all white, which is completely and totally different than what he's normally dressed in. He's usually dressed in black, as you guys know. But with this album, and whenever he performed a song from Hope, he would wear his white merchandise. So, we're going to be going over this entire album today, but before we get into the album, let's talk about that banger of a friggin' show, both legs of the tour, because we saw him back in July of last year, right? July.
Back in Massachusetts.
Yep, that was in Boston, and then we just saw him in Connecticut, in the Mohegan Sun Arena last night.
Yeah.
So, and then I didn't take any videos at all on the second leg because I have all my videos from the first time he came around. It was basically the same show. I think there was a couple of differences in there. He performed Layers this time around, which he did not perform on the first leg, which I don't remember him performing Layers at all.
Yeah, honestly, it seemed like he didn't, to me, it was like he didn't do most of the Clouds mixtape except for Clouds, which he definitely had when he went on the first leg of the tour. This time, though, he did actually put Layers in there.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really good.
Well, yeah, I mean, Layers is one of the best songs on Clouds. I believe we touched on it in our NF episodes way back, all the way last year. Scroll down to the bottom of the fucking YouTube page. It's there, I promise.
But he did not perform Outcast.
He did not perform Outcast, and I'm like, son of a bitch. Why are you not performing Outcast? But I guess it makes sense that he's going to be performing his newer stuff, since his newer stuff has been doing wonders for him and has been quite literally feeding his family. So, you know, NF just welcomed a new daughter into the world. I'm sure you guys saw on social media. So I think that's why he went on the second leg of the tour. He said, well, shit. Just had a daughter. Let's go make some more money. I'm gonna need it, but it was an awesome show altogether. He sounded great as usual. That was my 5th time seeing NF. That was your 3rd.
Yep.
Yep. So
shout out to Rico.
Shout out to Rico, NF's drummer. That man is the GOAT. He got the best pop in the world when we were.
It was crazy hearing everyone shout Rico.
Everybody in the crowd, Rico, Rico. It was fucking awesome. I'm like, damn. At this point, Rico should just have his own self tour where he just drums. Yeah, I'm sure he'd make some money. But yeah, it was a very good show altogether. It was like I said, it was basically the same show that we saw in July, but I don't give a shit, man. I'll fucking do it again. I'll see it 3 more times if you want me to.
If it's available.
If it's available, I'll see it 2 more times. I don't care. I love NF. He's my. So on Spotify, a little fun fact about me. We're gonna be going into my Spotify profile right now. You know how they always give you the top artists every single year?
Yep.
For the past, oh shit, I have no idea how long now. My number 1 has always been Linkin Park. That's never, ever, 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 ever gonna change. I don't think I'm ever gonna find another band that I love more than Linkin Park, or an artist in general that I'm gonna love more than Linkin Park. So, but right behind Linkin Park is NF. He has been my silver medalist for the past at least 6-7 years of my life. So, it's crazy. Like, so obviously I can talk about both of these guys for hours. Anthony, you could too.
I think there's proof of it.
There is proof of it.
Follow the playlist.
Yeah, we have a playlist on here too. If you don't want to go scrolling down all the videos, we do have a music playlist that I put all of our music episodes into. You're gonna get all of our Linkin Park episodes, all of our NF episodes, our country episode. They're all in that playlist. So we can quite literally, talk about these guys for hours. And it's no harm, no foul, man. Like, these are good artists, and like a lot of my, I guess, outlook on life is built around those songs that from those artists. So I'm like, damn, here we are. So, so. And what did you think of the show? What did you think of the show?
I thought it was amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
I'm very glad I was able to finally get the last part of my merch collection. As you've seen, I've wore hoodies here. You can see my hat. I've now got shirts too.
Yeah, we got all the NF merch. We stacking it up. We letting it rain. It's a good time. And both legs of this tour, absolutely incredible. I love the part. If you guys do see NF on the Hope Tour, he has 2 stages that he uses throughout the duration of the show. He uses the main stage for most of it, but for I think it's just for Let You Down and Gone, he's on the which we'll get into Gone on here. I have to mention that song because, well, it's a big one for me. So
if you guys are gonna go see him on tour and you haven't yet, here's a little insider info. When Rico starts doing his solo drum act, that center stage, it's gonna pop.
Yep. It's just like, when Rico's doing his drumming thing, NF is getting transported to the second stage. So if you're in the pit, especially, look for him. You'll find him. And then he goes onto the second stage, and it rises him up and everything as he's singing the songs. It's awesome. He does Let You Down on there, and he does Gone on there. 2 very impactful, very popular songs that he just wants to be closer to the crowd with, I guess. So, and then the lighting. Don't even get me started on the whole production of this whole thing, man. The lighting, the Titantron, all of it was just incredible. There's little cinematics that play on the screen. The lights are incredible. The sounds the acoustics were very good.
It is not a concert you'll forget.
He puts on a good show. For for good reason. I mean, you paid good money. You want to give him a good show.
We did not get an opener this time of the leg. We had Corday.
Yeah, on the first leg.
Back in July.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't get one. We suspect that's why that they pushed back the start time.
Yeah, because if you have tickets to the tour, check your start times. They might have changed. I don't know if it was just for us specifically, but originally the show was supposed to start at like 7:30. I looked like maybe 2-3 days before the concert, and it started at 8:30. So I'm like, and me, who's been a veteran, who's been seen NF in concert 5 times to this point, so god damn, I've seen this dude 5 times in concert. But from my knowledge of going to NF shows, I know he normally takes the stage at like 9 or 8:30. So like when I saw that start time, I was like, I don't think there's an opener, and I was right. So check your tickets if you're expecting to see NF on the Hope Tour, and your date hasn't come yet by the time this is uploaded. Check your tickets because it might have changed.
Also, another tip: if you're there and you got it, you can check out SeatGeeks and get even closer.
For cheaper.
Yeah, we got
Mhm.
Man, we should get sponsored by them. While we were there in our seats, we were in the upper section this time. I decided to take it out and check. $6-8 for 4 seats. You know?
Not bad. So when you get there, go and check the other ticket sellers. Like, go check out your StubHubs. Go check out your SeatGeeks, because when you do that, you might actually get cheaper tickets, and you'll get closer. Than honestly just sell those tickets that you have. You might make the money on them. You might not. Who knows? But if you can get closer, get closer. And so, yeah, this was but Hope album in general though. This the tour is great. Obviously, the show is awesome. But let's actually talk about like the album itself.
Meat and potatoes.
Yeah, let's get down to the actual meat and potatoes of this entire thing. We can talk about how great the concert was, but what's a concert when there's no songs? You know, and all the songs mostly came from this album, right?
I bet that I've put with these guys and they don't actually know what my favorite song off the album is.
Yeah, I think I have an idea of what it might be. I don't think I'm right though. I think you know what my favorite song off the album is.
Oh yeah.
But it's just yeah. So we're gonna go over the track list anyway. So here we are, guys. Once again, for all our viewers on YouTube, I'm holding up my vinyl copy of Hope right now. So we're gonna go over these little track lists, and we're just gonna pick out some favorites. We're just gonna review the whole album in general, and we're gonna pick out a couple of favorite songs, and we're gonna talk about it. You know how these music episodes work, especially when we're centralized on one artist. You know, it's gonna get pretty detailed. What? Oh yeah. Before we get started with the meat and potatoes, Pepsi, hit us up. We got your product here. I just ran out, man. It's so bad. I have no more Mountain Dew in my fucking garage. It's so bad. Pepsi, hit us up. frontrowaccess15@gmail.com. You guys can hit us up there too. Any requests, just say, hey, what's up? I will be checking that email rather frequently. I'm not going to tell you. I check it every hour on the hour now.
But that's probably the best way to get in contact with us is to hit us up on the email. Feel free to send us suggestions for shows you want to see. We're willing to look into anything, honestly. Try anything once, you know? Oh, maybe we'll do food reviews on Bobby Flay.
Hey, man. Oh, yeah. We were at the Mohegan Sun, right? There's I don't know how much you guys keep up with celebrity chefs and like cooking shows and like the Food Network and shit. But I kept up with a hella when I was in junior high school and when I was in high school, you know. And one of my favorite chefs was Bobby Flay. I loved the show Beat Bobby Flay. I loved Iron Chef Showdown with Iron Chef Bobby Flay. Throwdown with Bobby, and I'm a big Bobby Flay guy. So at the Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut, actually, there is a Bobby's Burger Palace. So obviously, my ass had to go there because I'm like, I gotta, man, like that's my favorite celebrity chef right there. So that was a very good time. Bobby Flay, you run a pretty good burger joint. The Mohegan Sun employees that are running your restaurant, they do it very well. I'm pretty sure it's up to your standard. Anthony, you had The wood-based burger?
I had the nacho burger, and it was fucking amazing. Honestly, I've had nacho burgers before. Some of them I'll just shove Fritos on a bun and put queso on it.
Welsh.
Your southwestern style salsa that was on that was fucking outstanding.
Yeah, so the nacho burger, you like the onion rings too, right?
Yeah.
And then he even had the shake too. I just got the traditional cheeseburger because I'm like, fuck it. Let me just get a burger. Let me just try it. It was one of the better burgers that I've had. It was definitely worth the trip. You know, good prices too, not bad. You're not
Oh
gonna.
yeah, the prices were very fair, honestly, for such a big name. I was surprised.
Yeah, I was expecting to drop $20 on a burger. I only dropped $11 on a burger, which isn't too far off from a McDonald's cheeseburger with today's economy. So you get a much better burger for the same price. I'm like, yeah, fucking done deal to me, man. But Bobby Flay, you have a good burger palace out in Mohegan Sun, Connecticut, Uncasville, Connecticut. Very
Amazing.
good stuff. So now we're gonna get back to our topic real quick. So we have the Hope album in front of us here, guys. Now, before we get into the specifics of it, let's talk about the overall like vibe of this album. It's different, ain't it, Ant?
Oh yeah, it's all right. I'm not gonna word this incorrectly when I say this. Now, a lot of people that go after NF critical wise or critically wise, it's usually something along the lines of, oh, he just talks about his feelings. It's a depressing vibe. It doesn't do it for me. It's not upbeat. And they usually just shrug it off because of that. A lot of people, like, when I talk NF, I don't actually tell people that he doesn't swear. Because off the bat, people will just be put off by that because they'll think less in the music for it. I don't know why. We all know Get Jiggy with It was a bop.
Na 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 na.
But I purposely leave that out so that they can get into it in their own accord. I recommend a couple of songs depending on where I want to go from. So I actually just talked to my manager, new job, about it. He said he's never heard of the guy before. So I recommended like No Options. Options. I recommended Returns for
There you go.
sure.
I'll have to
Uh,
search.
My Straps, because those are songs that anyone can really listen to and take away what they want from it. You want some motivation. Options is right there for you. We already talked about all this before. You want to show that this artist is hard and that it's not just like child stuff because he doesn't swear, he's PG and whatnot. Give him returns.
Yeah, he goes off on returns. All right, like the entire the album, The Search, is incredible. Critically, it is his best album. Obviously, your personal preference is gonna vary, but critically speaking, I'm pretty sure myself and every NF fan around the globe, unless you're like some sort of weird contrarian, can all agree that The Search is his best album technically. I mean, obviously, we have personal preferences. Everybody has personal preferences. I'm a perception guy. I love perception and therapy session. I can't really choose between the two of them, but that's me. And plus, I've been listening to NF for a while now, so a little while now.
Decent margin of your life.
The good portion of my life to this point. I'm 20 years old, almost 21. I think I started listening to him. What was I? Studio audience 13, 12, around there. 12, 12, 13, yeah. So almost, yeah, a good portion of my. Oh yeah, it was no, it was Let You Down. But then you showed me therapy session right after it, just communicating with do we name drop?
No.
Oh yeah, we were just communicating with Isaac and our studio audience. So
That's right. We do have them for a reason. They can participate. They are
exactly.
not just there for peanut gallery options.
Facts. But yeah, it was Let You Down, but it was like when Let You Down like first came out.
But anyways, bringing it back around because we are gonna try staying on topic and whatnot. That's why I don't really tell them like he doesn't swear because then they're like, oh, it's gimmicky, oh, it's PG and whatnot. And then like the other song I recommend is Straps because
That's just relatable.
it's a car jam. Honestly, I
That's
expected
just
him to play
relatable.
it on his way home. He said he's gonna check them out. I'll get back to him Monday, see how I liked it.
Mm.
But that's what most critics were saying he was, and that's why I recommend it the way that I do. They're talking, he's depressing, oh, it's all negative and whatnot, when really, if you're actually listening to the music and understanding the messages, it's not. It's about getting from point A to point B and getting through whatever issue you're dealing with at the time. I'm just gonna say it right now in case they haven't caught on. But when my sister passed away, I was in a really deep funk, and the song Happy, it really helped me keep pushing forward with where I was in life and where I want to be in if I want to stay there. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's this entire album is different, and if you actually go ahead and listen to most of what NF has to offer, you can tell he's always wants to feel better, and like, but he just doesn't stay in this never-ending rut, though. That's the thing. He's always progressing towards getting to this point, and Hope, I think, is that point, because the character. I don't know if NF is like trying to perceive a character, or if this is like how he actually is, or if he's using the character to reflect how he is. But the character of NF has changed drastically from the Search to Hope, like insanely. And if you listen to the Search album, the one prior to this one, I'm not gonna. I know Clouds is technically in the middle there, but that's a mixtape.
yeah.
It's a little bit of a.
I was going to say, kind of an overview on your side. Because actually, I know you're talking about from last album to this album, but when you're looking at the character NF, all the way from Mansion to this,
It's all
a
connected.
story, and it shows the character development from how you start to how you can move through to how you can go forward to how you're going to proceed afterwards.
And like the character evolves from Mansion, and then like the final chapter is Hope, at least in that part of the story.
And trust us, guys, if you want to know about the albums beforehand, we can help with that.
Yeah, totally. We totally can. It's so that's on 100, man. But
We're on 100 right now.
we on 100. I said we on 100 right now. Hey, little perception shout out there. There we go.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's no way we're not gonna, be reminded of songs when we hear lyrics like that.
Oh yeah. Even when we just say random things in life, we just
Exactly.
start singing the NF song.
Anyway, so from the Search to right now, going over Clouds because that was the mixtape you were saying.
Yeah. So you can tell even in the Search, his brain's starting to shift a bit. He's starting to be like, huh, this happiness thing doesn't sound all that bad. And I think I'm getting closer to it. And you could tell that he's like legitimately struggling like with positive thoughts. He even says that positive thoughts are my rivals, but I'm trying to be on their side though. I can't think of the song name after that, but ugh,
I felt suicidal, but this year I'm doing like talking to God.
changes. Yep. So
Also in the Search album with that intermission, he talks about having a triple platinum song and Let You Down, and that if that was all there was going to be in his career, there's got to be more. He was searching there.
he was searching there, and I think this is the result. As he was searching, he found hope, man. And now we have this very new version of NF that we're not too used to. This is a very hopeful NF. This was I'd even go as far to say this is an optimistic NF. Like one that is hopeful, for the future. So like one that's like, oh, instead of like regressing on the past, he's like, wait a minute, I'm here, I'm now, I have all of this. Why don't I just express it? And then that's kind of what Hope ends up being. Like this whole album is very positive overall.
I was gonna say specifically with the NF character as we're going down this line, the thing about that cover and whatnot that you saw is that he's wearing white in it. Now, obviously, I don't think we have to spell it out, but a lot of the previous work, most people would say, is pessimistic. This album, he's looking more optimistic, changed it up to white, and he doesn't have the black makeup on his face.
Yeah, he doesn't have the painted smile. He doesn't have any of that, you know? So it's completely different. And that's the overall feel of this album. Now, there's we're going to go down the tracks now so we can start picking out some songs so we can tell you what we mean. So, we have Hope. The title track starts us off, and God, what a start. That's quite the way to start.
Well, they said it. He said it multiple times before. He doesn't know if he's making movies or music videos.
So, we have Hope, and then we go into Motto after that, which Motto is just a bop. And then we have Careful, and then after Careful is Mama. Then it's Happy, then it's Pandemonium, Suffice, Gone, Bullet, Turn My Back, Mistake, Let Him Pray, and finally, with a hell of a closer, Running, you know? So, if I were to construct a top 3 off of this album, because we'll go into more depth with that, and I don't know if I'm going to go into specific, I don't have the lyrics in front of me. My phone's on the other end of the room getting charged, so, and I forgot to bring it over here, and I don't feel like leaving frame right now. So, we're just going to construct it, and then we'll go from there. Anthony, if I need some help, we'll just use your phone. So, if I'm to construct a good old top 3 songs of that I enjoyed the most off of this album, it would be, well, Hope, first of all. And then also I enjoy the song Gone a whole lot. And then of course I'll say Happy. So Hope, Gone, and Happy, that's probably the big 3 for me. The ones that like I'll always listen to and will go out of my way to play first when I get into my car.
All right, going over it. You think they know my number 1, even though I said it and wear it and have the lyrics on the back?
What are you talking about?
It's. We need a drum roll on
We
this.
really do.
Happy.
Wow!
What?
We didn't see that one coming.
Huge upset.
Huge upset
Changing
victory.
the games on them. Oh. Then I'm gonna go with. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Careful.
Careful's a bop.
And then Pandemonium.
Pandemonium's a bop. All of them are really good, and they all have a very, very positive vibe with them.
And trust us, we are gonna go over the messages
once
we get to them.
Oh yeah. So one that we mutually had in common was Happy. So Happy, man, that song is that's something else. That was his radio hit from this album, and rightfully so. It's very catchy, but don't take the catchiness as a sign of not having any depth. You know what I mean? This song is actually like extremely deep. It's one of those songs that you put it on and you go, damn, the fuck did I just hear, man? That was something. And like, wow, this is that he's right type deal. It's like one of those really, it's an eye opener. That's kind of what I was looking at. It's a real eye opener, and it really gets you to look inward and be like, wow, that's it right there. This entire song, if I'm to say it this way, it's NF himself has gone through a whole lot. Just like I have, just like Anthony has, just like you probably have. It's just. But this is him saying, like, yeah, sure, I've been so down on myself, so low, so depressed for so long, and it's really gotten me nowhere, you know? It's gotten me nowhere. I know I can't keep living in my agony, and, watching that self-esteem go up in flames. Anyone else thinks when I know truthfully that that's the furthest thing from our. All right, we can keep singing all we want, but that song's awesome. But the thing with Happy is he's acknowledging the fact that he has been depressed for so long and that he is not used to thinking this way, because for so many years, he's been running. Ha! I'm gonna make so many terrible puns in the making of this episode. Oh man. But it's true, for 30 years he's just simply been running from negative thoughts, and that has been his That's just been the way it
Instead of
is.
dealing with it.
Instead of facing it. Ha! So
Listen, you just don't know how to face it, man.
yeah, I just don't know how to face it, bro. That's a
Uh,
mansion callback. That's a mansion callback.
Our listeners are gonna shut us off for cringe factor.
Yeah, fuck y'all.
Come back when you can deal with us.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so he's acknowledging the fact that he has felt this way for so long, but now he's saying, I gotta do something different, man. Like, I can't keep going on like this. I'm only hurting myself. Like, I'm only going backwards.
It's a really good retrospective look at where you stand in life and what you're doing and how you want to proceed afterwards.
Yeah, and then throughout the entire song, that is what it is. And, like, he's also acknowledging the uncertainty that he feels going forward. Like, he says, like, right at the bridge, don't know what's around the bend, don't know what my future is. Like, he's saying, like, look, man, I know I got this new mindset now. I know I need to start listening to these positive thoughts that I've been avoiding for so long in favor of the pessimism, in favor of the negativity, in favor of the depression. Not that those aren't valid emotions, but, like, instead of doing that, I gotta listen to these little positive things and, like, let them give me an idea of what's gonna happen now. You
Take
know,
the reins.
we taking the reins. You know, like, I'm not gonna let my fear destroy me. Oh my God, bro, I'm terrible today. I'm terrible. That's
Well,
just
we did just recover from an NF concert, so
that's
I
facts.
mean,
I'm
like
terrible.
some people didn't go to work, some people didn't want to be in work.
Yeah.
It was first time we could Love the Place, by the way.
Oh yeah, very nice place. It's like a
But
smaller scale Foxwoods.
whenever you're looking at NF and these songs, the message delivered is really what gets the crowd talk. Oh my gosh, I took some videos to show my coworkers just how big it is and what like the NF vibe is with real music,
Oh yeah.
and it's really something to stand back and look at.
So that's overall like the feel of happy, and like, it's a very beautiful message. And, like, obviously when you suffer something that is as traumatic as, well, a sibling dying, or in my case, you just a family member, a cousin dying, it's a song that, at least, even if as silly as it sounds, it's a song that gives you that kind of feeling, like, I can't just keep mourning. I can't just stay here. I can't keep being depressed. I can't keep doing this. Yes, those feelings are validated. When you're feeling them, you feel them and you can acknowledge them, but it's just, the fact is, I can't make that my life, because I'm only going to be living in the past, and you don't want to do that.
And you're not happy.
And then you're not, well, happy. You don't got hope. Like, it's just, you gotta be like, yeah, fuck, man, that sucked.
And
But
it's not just like traumas like that this song helps with.
exactly, just in
Uh,
general.
I was gonna say with my old job, Stop Shop Bakery department, it helped me to see where my position was there, and if I wanted to continue doing it. I mean, the work was easy, sure, but it was like tiring to continuously do it.
Unfulfilling, to say
Yeah.
the least. And now you got this brandy new job, and it's very fulfilling. And it's a lot harder. Yeah, a lot harder. Welding is a whole lot harder than making store bought cakes. It's really hard, but overall, you're doing it for something. You take pride in your work. You're like, yeah, fuck yeah, I welded that wall. It's like, it's rewarding. And the song "Happy," man, it's just one of those songs that I'd urge anybody that wants to listen to this album. I need you to listen to "Happy." If you don't listen to any other song on this album, at least listen to "Happy" once. Because that's the overall. I mean, obviously, "Hope" sets up the entire album, but, like, I think "Happy" encapsulates the vibe more. Like, what it's actually going to be about. Because you compare all these other songs to "Happy," it's pretty much right on par. Like, it's same subject matter, just different title and a different way of, well, delivering it. You know. So that's "Happy." So that was the one that we both had in common. So now let's go into one of your other ones. What were your other two?
My other two were Careful
Careful
and Pandemonium.
and Pandemonium. All right. Let's do Careful. Careful's a pretty good one. So Careful featuring Corday. Corday killed it on this track, by the way. We love you, Corday. I've seen you in concert twice now. But you were an opener for Logic, and then you were an opener for NF.
When I saw you opening NF, you were freaking lit, man. That was awesome.
Corday, I know your grandma. You said it when we was at the when we were at the Logic concert. I know you said your grandma living out in Providence, Rhode Island, man. That's kind of where we're based out of. So,
I don't know if Corday's gonna come on the show until we do an episode about him.
Maybe we do an episode about Corday with Corday.
Maybe.
Ever think of it that way? Yeah. So, Corday, I'm telling you, I know you said your grandma living out in Providence, Rhode Island. That's kind of where we're based. So, like, he's fucking watching this shit, man. He's not.
Hey, you know, the film will be forever. You know, maybe in a few years he comes back and sees it. Sees that we started out small, you know, in the basement, and we were talking about him then, and he's like, you know what? I want to go partner with him. Let's do a podcast.
Whoop whoop. So anyway, so Corday absolutely killed on this track. He did great. I didn't expect him to merge as well as he did with NF, but then honestly, he did it.
It was kind of strange for me too, because before this song and before the album, you know, trying to think Corday NF, it's kind of like always. Like saying like Joyner and
it's like NF. Joyner and NF.
Like we don't see why they would. We can also see why they wouldn't. You know.
Yeah.
That's how it was when.
Like they were just in two different spheres of influence. You know, I just didn't know how well they would merge together. I mean, seeming as I did hear Corday when beforehand. I knew of him. I have a couple of songs of his on my playlist. I just didn't know how well he would collaborate with NF. And then when I saw when NF dropped the track list for this album last year, I was like, Corday's on a track with him. I don't know how I feel about this one, but fuck it, let's find out.
Hey, we saw him perform with Tech Nine, you know.
Yeah, and then when he did Trust with Tech Nine NF, I also wasn't expecting that to go well. When he did Lost with Hobson, I didn't expect that to go as well as it did.
Hobson, I could see more than Tech Nine.
Actually,
Tech Nine is.
Tech Nine's
big boy energy.
Out over here, like he's over there somewhere. Like NF's here, and then like Tech Nine's over there somewhere doing his thing.
That man been at it for a while.
Hey, yeah, I'm pretty sure he has a couple of samples with fucking Tupac. Like the dude's been around since forever ago.
That one was the biggest surprise as far as the features go so far.
So Hobson, I can understand how he could. Now that you mentioned it, I can understand why.
You can see where
Hobson would match up with NF well, but
especially with the minor Hobson 7.
Oh yeah, 100%. So
I did pitch you. We should do a Hobson one of these.
We will. I gotta listen to more Hobson first, though, before I can properly deliver a podcast on it. So, Careful though. Let's talk about a song in general. I know we just absolutely glazed up Corday's feature, but it was worth mentioning.
Okay, killed it. You know, and like we were saying, in our minds, it wasn't. Their circles weren't connected.
And then shit, they fucking made it work. But anyway, this song in general, this song Careful, is about being. Like, seeing where you were and then seeing where you are now and being grateful for it. This song is, like, all about being grateful. For real. And, like, the people will be like, oh, that's corny as shit, bro. It's a song about being grateful. I'm like, nah, bro. Listen to it. It goes fucking wild. But, like, it's a good reflection of how, like how NF has, like, looking back on it going, holy shit, I was there before, but now I'm here. And, like, I'm thankful for this. I'm saying, like, I'm trying to give back to the people that I love now. You know, I'm so grateful for this life, you know, blessings on this journey type deal, you know. And that's what this song's all about. And it's also about, you know, risks, you know, taking risks. Because, like, the chorus is literally, didn't get here being careful. Like, it's about, you know, not, like...
shooting your shot.
Yeah, just shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. Go and start that business. Go ask that girl out. Go start your YouTube channel that has 33 subscribers, even though you have 29 episodes and you've just been working your absolute ass off.
You know, I'm taking it.
But you know,
talk about life, but play with
that's what this song's all about. It's about just saying fuck it, throwing that risk out there. Yeah, it's scary, but NF didn't get to where he was now. Being careful, NF didn't work the 9 to 5 and then magically become a rapper. Nah, he quit the 9 to 5 and then he became a rapper. It's about believing in yourself and being grateful for the things that you have attained. That's what this song's all about.
And he knew way back when I grow up.
When I grow up, listen to that song though. That shit goes absolutely crazy. That's The Search though. We touched on that more in our other NF episode. Go ahead at the music playlist. I'm gonna go to our music playlist on the channel here, and you can go and find it there.
That song got a huge ass pop there though.
Big time. From myself included.
Honestly, I went there with the express goal of trying to lose my voice. I failed at that. I really tried.
Yeah, you tried, but here we are. Fuck it.
Yeah, we probably couldn't have done the podcast if we both lost our voice, huh?
Huh?
We probably couldn't have done the podcast if we both lost our voice.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, you're very right. But that's basically what Careful is in a nutshell, and it's a very nice song. It's very reflective in nature, yes. But like he's talking about, like when you go from poverty stricken and struggling to buy all the groceries to not even having to look at the total, you've been blessed. Like, and that's facts. Like, you grow up in poverty when money's tight, and I'm sure lots of people can relate to that. And like lots and lots. And then when you finally make it to that financial stability, to the you can provide now, you can buy food now, you can do all that and not have to worry about losing the house. And like he's also talking a lot about giving back in this. He goes, I called up my dad and tell him, you want to retire, then do what you good, and then he called up his grandma, told him, get out of the basement, let's get you a crib. It's just like this.
Also, shouts out J. Cole here.
No, yeah, he shouts out to J. Cole.
Gotta love the man,
Sit on my roof like J. Cole. Yeah, sit on my roof like J. Cole. J. Cole. Think about how I'm so thankful. Subpar songs don't make those. Look at that car I paid for. Yeah. So basically, Careful's a vibe, and it's insanely. It's so much fun to just get up and just turn the fuck up to. Yeah, we turn the fuck up off of being grateful, bro. Yeah.
It's a lot about continuing to move forward, recognizing that where you were,
acknowledge
and
your past,
where you are, and where you're going is lining up. You're making your shot. You're taking that risk, and we're not gonna glaze over it. He says it quite a bit. Talk to the God. He ain't saying nothing back, but I heard what he said. When you see how I'm living, it's obvious. He knows that he's been blessed, and he is going to keep running with it, and he's not going to look gift horse in the mouth. He's not going to stop just because he was,
Yeah. And that's just overall just a very good life lesson in this entire song in general. It's a good little motto to live by. I should shoot myself. Isaac just gave me the dirtiest look out in the audience.
That also got possibly the biggest pop there.
What, motto?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, motto went crazy. Nah, but I gotta say though, I think Clouds got the biggest pop. I think Clouds did it. But that or that could have just been me personally, bro. I turned the fuck up to Clouds. I was up out of my seat, bro. I'm pretty sure the rest of the fucking section followed behind me. So
you know what it is? It's that NF reacted more with the crowd during Motto. He had us doing the chorus and everything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, my Motto might have been the better one. Motto might have been the better one. Yeah, sure. All right, so that's Careful, basically. Go ahead and listen to that one. And now we're going to go over one of mine now. And that one would be... I'm going to go with Gone. We're going to be talking about Gone real quick. And,
surprise guest star,
studio audience member, Isaac.
The boss.
The final boss.
If you know, you know.
Yes. The final boss. There he is. And, so... Gone. Now, this song is... It's NF talking to what we will presume to be an ex-girlfriend. I don't even think we need to assume it. It is about his ex-girlfriend. And, but it's not your typical ex X related song. It's not the I want you back X kind of song. It's not the fuck you X kind of song. It's actually a very nice song about an ex
It's
partner.
not every other ex partner song in existence.
It's not like every other ex partner song in existence. It's fucking crazy. Like, we ain't saying fuck you to the ex, I'm better without you. And we ain't saying, God damn it, why can't we do it again?
I want you back.
Just, nah. It's none of that. What it is it's kind of nice. It's like saying, like, I am acknowledging the fact that we were together at one point and what we had was meaningful at the time. But now, after some reflection and some time away, I understand now that we were separated for the better. And don't keep holding on because I'm already gone. You know? Don't keep holding on, move on, live your life. I pray that someday you'll find yourself somehow, some way with someone else, you know? It's don't wait, it's too late to keep holding on. I'm already gone. Like that's the chorus I just told you guys right there. Like uh it makes me sad that you left. Yes, I acknowledge the fact that I'm still think about you every now and again and wonder how you are. But I know that what happened for a reason, and I'm living with the fact that that is it now, and I'm past it. I took the lessons, and I admit that what we had was special at one point, but now it's different. We're at different points in life now. It's like that, and we're at a time where we can't, keep holding on. I got carpal tunnel from holding on to what we once felt. Julia Michaels absolutely killed it on that song, by the way. She did great. She did amazing. The features on this album, though, in general, were incredible. Julia Michaels did great with portraying the ex-girlfriend, and then obviously Corday was just turned the fuck up with NF real quick, but that's what Gone's all about. And I gotta tell you, man, this shit sent me on a journey when I first heard it. Like, bro, I was sitting there in the car. I was like, oh, god damn, this shit's going crazy. We all got stories. We all got stories. So, when I heard this song, though, it was like, ugh, that was something. And, like, I loved it. I loved it, but, like, the fact that I was brought to literal tears listening to the song for the first time. So, like, obviously that would cater it to be one of my favorite songs off of this album, seeming as like you relate to it on such a level that when you heard it the first time, you were like, oh, god damn. But yeah, so that's pretty much how that song goes, and it's definitely one that's worth the listen because it's not like every other ex-partner song in existence. It's actually really nice. It's acknowledging the fact that you felt that way, admitting that you still think about them, but then also at the same time admitting that that's not it anymore. Like, where that's we I took what we got from it. And this, if you listen to Mansion, the song Wait, where he was basically like telling this ex, I'll say this, think it's the same ex. Wait, where are you going? Don't leave me, all right? And I'm holding on to pieces of us that I just can't let go. I know this is a desperate kind of love, but it feels like it's home. But that's how it started with Mansion, right? That song Wait, which is awesome, a very underappreciated song off of the Mansion album as well. I think I even put that in my top, if I'm remembering my top 3 songs off of Mansion. I believe Wait was on there too. So, but this song just shows his growth and maturity since then and understanding what that connection was and how it is now.
So, a couple of things. Um, Obviously, you had a strong connection to this song and some of the other ones. That's why it's in your top. Uh, from your perspective, there, honestly, I got like a more concentrated bit of an overview of the album from that too, and I want to talk about it with you too. But I'll do that after talking about the song. So the song is a lot about acknowledging the relationship was and is in the past, and that while you still think about it, you do have to keep moving on, even though it really felt real for you at that time. And what that got me to thinking about is that even more than optimistic and optimism, this album is a lot about acknowledging and moving forward. We got that one for a relationship. We got happy. That's like where
For
you are
yourself.
in life. We got careful. That's where you're going in life. We didn't put it on top, but Mama, that was him moving forward from how could you leave us.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of moving forward and how to go about that in different ways with this album.
Yeah, and that's basically like that's what this entire like album is about. It's about acknowledging what happened, learning from it, and now moving on from. It's hopeful, you know.
Yep.
It's meant to have that feeling. That's a lot of these songs is all about that. It's all about. It's a very reflective album. I'm sure you're catching on to now. Just us going through those few songs. That is the whole point of this album. And now we're gonna go, but that's gone. It's a very beautiful song. The production on it is absolutely incredible. I don't know how sounds can mimic emotions so well, but they can. And so now we're gonna go back to your other one, which Pandemonium. Yep. Which is another one.
Ooh.
Pandemonium is a very motivational song. It's about being like, yeah, okay, yeah, I did all that. Once again, it goes back to the same theme of like, fuck yeah, I was doing that. Yeah, I was down and out, but fuck you. I'm here on I'm getting back on a saddle. You know, I'm going forward with it. And now look at where.
Me could never hold a candle.
2020 me could never hold a candle to the present day me.
That's him talking about the search and how much he's progressed as a person and all that.
Like, it's just, it's one of those songs. Like he's saying, like, yeah, fuck you. It's like him really grasping his sense of self and like just running with it, like taking it and just running with it. He's like, yeah, this is it. Yeah, yeah, I hurt so much in the past, but now I'm running with it. Look at what happened because of it. Look at all that suffering was worth it. This is like the pandemonium was worth it because look at what I gained from it, and look at how motivated and how fueled I am to keep going forward from this. It's like lighting a fire in your belly that makes you want to like get up and like just conquer the day. You know, like when you're training for a fight. Dustin Poirier's got that fire in his belly, I'm pretty sure. Like, Dustin Poirier better be listening to some fucking pandemonium right now. Because that lights the fire in your stomach. You're like, yeah, fuck yeah, I lost those 2 other title fights. Yeah, but this is the 3rd one. This is my last shot. I don't care. I'm going to give it all that I got. Fuck you. I know who I am. I know I can beat this guy. I'm going to train my ass off, and I'm going to get it done.
Maybe he'll come out to pandemonium.
That would be insane. Like, that's an example of what I can say. Of course, I just put it in the perspective of Dustin Poirier. But, you know, like, we are an MMA podcast, guys. You thought I wouldn't mention you thought I wouldn't mention Dustin Poirier in the music episode?
UFC wouldn't be in here somewhere? Come on.
I mean, I think I'm pretty sure I opened up with there's no UFC news for you today. Yeah. So, we are an MMA podcast at our core. So, it's just, like, I'm thinking, like, Pandemonium's like that. Like that really motivational song that's like, I got this fire lit under my stomach. I know where I was. I know where I'm going. And I know I can do it. I believe in myself, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to go. I'm going to double down on myself, and I'm going to make sure that I fucking win. That's the vibe I get from Pandemonium. I don't know. Is that the same vibe you get?
I do, and like Layers, it shows progression in himself and confidence too. Like in Motto, when he said, I used to hear that song was a hit before I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
It just shows he's grown in confidence. He's believing in himself. He's hopeful. He's moving forward. This is an optimistic NF. This is how we're going to continue forward from here.
And it's a good little continuation, and it's like a nod to his song, Motivated. You know, it's like a, or what's that? What's that other song? A Red Bull in my hand, feels like I got wings. Got a people trying. Yeah. Turn the music up. That's it. That's it. So it's like a nod to turn the music up, where he's like, snap back on my head, Red Bull in my hand, snap back on my head, and I'm so motivated. You know, I'm gonna go and grind. Like this song's like a nod to it. Like, yeah, that's how I was. I'm out here grinding. Okay.
Sorry, you're gonna leave that.
That was perfect. Yeah, well, It's true. It was wide open. So like it's like a nod to those songs of like motivation. He's like saying, yeah, all that hard work paid off, and now here it is, and now I got the ultimate fire lit in my stomach now, and I'm gonna keep going and going, And then I know it's not in my top, but Suffice is a very reflective song of it gives a nod to All I Have. That when that first EP came out with All I Have on it, you know, I mean, it's a nod to it. It's like a continuation of All I Have.
That would have been my honorable mention for my top.
Suffice. I think that's both of our honorable mentions because Suffice in general is just insanely good. Like, I can't even like express it, but like I think it's the placement it is in the album. It's like dug in the middle there.
Let me just check this out for you. All right, if you guys want the quick pro co, you can skip none of this. Listen to all of it very carefully.
Yes. But Suffice is kind of like buried in there, and I think it does suffer from that, the placement of the song. It's going to have it so, like, not a whole lot of people are going to listen to it. But no, this song is really good, and it is reflective of All I Have. Because, like, if you listen to the song All I Have off of Mansion, right? Or actually, it was on the NF EP, and then it made it to Mansion. He expresses that this is all he's got. Like, I can't do nothing else. I don't have a college degree. I don't have my 9 to 5 job no more.
He's running out of options.
I'm running out of options. I'm running out of options. This is my life right now. I can't go on.
That's just my life.
That's just my life, my life, my life, my life. I think that was in my top 3 for Perception when we did that album review. On the other NF episodes that you should totally go and listen to, I think we did the Search and Perception in the second one. So and I think the first one was Therapy Session in Mansion. So we have covered all of NF's albums, guys, except for this one. And but regardless, though, it's a nod to All I Have, and he's saying like, bet against me, you gonna pay the price. Mediocre that just won't suffice.
I have a question. If I work a double drop on me, I'll climb right out together.
Yeah, exactly. It's just Suffice is very and like he nods to All I Have, saying, "Yeah, I've been giving all I have to this, and now it's paid off." Like All I Have was a little desperate in nature. He's like, "Fuck, I gotta do it. I can't not do it. I have to keep going. I need it. I need it. I need it." Right? It's a little desperate, and Suffice is like, "Look at what happened. You were needy for it before, and then you worked hard, and now you have Suffice, and you still have that mindset of." You don't want anything to be mediocre, but you're still motivated to keep going.
This relates to that line, did it all without a cosign.
Did it all without a cosign. That's on Pandemonium. And so that's our honorable mention of Suffice on there. And I think there's only one more that we have to cover, and that's Hope. Just the title track, because we both had Happy in our top 3. We went over Gone, we went over Pandemonium, and we went over Careful.
Talked about what Mama was a bit.
Talked about Mama. Yeah, Mama was a moving forward. The song Mama was a...
I think we talked about...
Which one?
Motto.
Motto.
I think we talked about that in the other one, but if you wanted to go over it quickly.
Yeah, Motto is basically, once again, a very confident NF speaking here. And he's saying, like, he doesn't really care the fact that he hasn't gotten even nominated for a Grammy yet. He doesn't give a shit about the industry. And we love artists like that, the ones that get the big fuck you to the industry.
It's a very simple thing. You don't do it for something, you do it for yourself.
Exactly, and that's that's NF's story. He does it for himself. He doesn't give a shit what these like the labels say. He doesn't give a shit like what the industry wants him to do. He's not.
He's got his own lane.
He's got his own lane, and he's sticking to it.
And
yeah,
he's
sure.
Got green lights.
He's got green lights. And when he's got all the green lights, that's all he sees. And with the Motto, he's just doubling down on it, basically. It's like, I used to be the guy to kill to get a number 1, but nowadays, I don't really give a, oh, God. It's just, he's just saying, like, it's a big troll song, basically, to the industry. Like, I'm not going to do what you tell me to do. I don't care. I know I wanted a number 1 before, but then I got it, and I felt miserable, so fuck you for that. And now I'm just gonna keep doing my own thing because look at what it's gotten me. Look at what it's built for me. Look at what it's done for me. You know. So I'm just gonna stick to being me, man. You'll catch me in the back row. You'll catch me in the back row eating popcorn. You know, with my hat low, catching Z's. You know. Yeah, like, haha. You got the trophy. That's great. I'm happy for you. No hate, but still got a smile on my face, chilling in the back, like, hey. Yeah, so Motto's also really fun when you hear it live and when you're singing it in the car.
Dude, when it's live, it's electrifying.
Mm-hmm. And when you're in the car, it's just a fun song, but it's also like a really trolly song. And it's just so NF, and I love this entire song. It's lovely. We love Motto. And Mama, that song was another big reflective one. That was, if
that
you
one
guys...
was good for closure.
That one was really good for closure. That was NF's closure right there. He's saying, I'm grown now. It took me a while to see the bigger picture.
Honestly, I was going to say, this song, just let me get through the sentence, didn't need to be on this album because it's not for us. It was for him,
100%.
It was for him to put out there so he can get closure because of How Could You Leave Us and that. I mean, like, I think he broke up on stage when he was doing it that time too.
Yeah, last time he broke down on stage. This time he broke down on stage. This is a very personal song for NF.
I think why, like, because like I just said, it didn't need to be on the album. It's for him. But if he felt the need to put it there, it's so that other people in similar type situations can relate to it.
And like, if y'all don't know the story, we'll give you the TLDR. And NF's mom died of an overdose back in 2009 when NF was, I think, 19 or 20 years old. Right? He was rather young. Right? And he's always been semi resentful of his mother since then because, like, well, he's like, how could you leave us? Like, you listen to the song How Could You Leave Us off of the Therapy Session album. He's very angry at his mom. I ain't gonna say that I forgive you because it hasn't happened. I thought that maybe I'd feel better as time passes. If you really care for me, then where you at then?
Yeah.
That's a line from the song.
A lot of the perspective with that I get from it is that instead of it, my own thoughts on where his head was there is that why are you investing yourself in pill popping instead of in me and spending time with me? How could you do this? How could you leave us? Like, was that really worth it? I think that's...
Were the pills worth it? Yeah. Yeah. Them pills got you, right? Those pills got you, right? Yeah.
And
it's
then,
just...
it goes into addiction and whatnot, which is why it takes some time to see the bigger picture.
Because addiction's a very complicated thing. I mean, we got a story. A lot of other people got stories as far as addiction. Addiction's terrible. It doesn't matter what you're addicted to. It could be alcohol, it could be drugs, could be gambling, could be whatever. I feel like I gotta sneeze, but it's not coming out. Pineapples. All right. Hopefully that works. But Mama is completely different. Now he's like, oh crap. I now understand what happened. I understand why we're here now.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like this, it takes a while to process, and when you go back, you realize how silly it was that you were thinking like that in the first place. I mean, you can still have anger or angst over it, or feel some type of way about it, but at the end of the day, and where you are going, it will affect you, but the amount it affects you lessens until you can deal with it, like Trauma.
Yeah,
another one.
That song Trauma, man. That's just probably his saddest song in my opinion. But but Mama was like, holy shit, yeah, that was a little selfish. I was younger then. Forgive me. I hope you made it to the gates. I hope you're up in heaven. I hope you're smiling. Save a table for four, which is a reference to, him and his siblings with the mom. And he's like, that was a little selfish. I probably shouldn't have said it that way. And I understand that you had your own problems. Did you ever feel like Did you in your relationships? Did you ever feel like you weren't worthy of it, so you pushed away dad? Because that's how I was. Because as he grew up, as he got older, because you gotta keep in mind how old NF was when therapy session came out. He was very young. He was like, oh, probably like 26 ish. He's 30 now, and he gained a lot of knowledge, especially when you have children of your own. I've never witnessed it. But I know a lot of people say like your whole entire life changes once you become a father or a parent or a mother. Whatever it is. You know, I heard like your entire life changes after that. Of course, I don't know. I don't have children. I don't even have a girlfriend. So, but so of course I don't know what it's like, but I can understand where it was coming from. And I think a lot of this knowledge that he gained, especially like a lot of the stuff that he got from that he learned and put into Mama came from him becoming a father, you know, because then he kind of
There's
understands.
a line in Hope about that too, with the
Hmm.
that wasn't a shot, Mom. I just don't want him to grow up
Thinking
thinking.
that he'll never be enough.
Yeah. I will say that connection time with Anthony. This honestly, this song hit different. I remember the ride too. I was going to Super Walmart with my mom in the car, and it wasn't about that. It was last year after my sister had passed, and I'm wondering how she's doing up there. Did the pain go away? Were you forgiven? Whatnot? All the stuff that he mentions in it, I'm putting my sister in the same light. Like, I'm wondering how she's doing because, thinking about that, it does bring you to tears, wondering, not knowing, and all that. So that was that was my car ride to Super Walmart last year.
That was a very traumatic car ride. But I understand. Like you put your sister into the perspective of NF's mom in this scenario, because this also does help with closure with a passed away loved one, like we did mention when we first started talking about Mama. But this is a special song, especially for Nate himself. Like you said, he didn't make that for us. That was for him. uh, you know, and God did he deliver, and he just kind of followed. It's just like How Could You Leave Us? He didn't have to release How Could You Leave Us. That one was for him. That's how he was feeling at the time, you know. But this is how he feels now, and he's like grown now. It took me a while to see the bigger picture. I know if I was up there and I was talking with you, there'd be a lot of tears of joy falling on my sweatshirt, you know. Like it goes to show like he's learned now, he's matured, and he's like he understands better now. He's not as tunnel visioned as I don't want to say selfish because it's not selfish. You're very validated for being angry that your pill addicted
It's
mom didn't pay
it's
attention to you, but
it's that age old thing. Time heals all wounds.
exactly. It
Closure, it might scar over. Yeah,
hmm
think about it. You can get retrospective. Think about how that situation affected you now and whatnot.
just like Gone. Just like Mama and Gone, they're very similar. Just one's with the dead family member and one's with an ex girlfriend or boyfriend, whomever your partner is.
Did we talk about Bullet?
Bullet. That one he wrote for his wife. Bullet was wrote for written.
We haven't done Bullet. Let them pray. Obviously, we're gonna close it running. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh, mistake. Oh.
mistakes a big one too. Uh, I didn't expect to go over all the songs on this, but it looks like that's the route we're going down.
Hey,
So,
we went over all the songs and the album, so we gotta do it.
alright, yeah, even if some of these end up being TLDRs, we're still going to give you a broad idea of what it's going to be. So, Bullet, like, alright, so the placement of the song Bullet is, like, tremendous, right? It immediately follows Gone. Like, Bullet, it goes Gone, then Bullet, right?
Past relationship.
Current relationship. It's kind of perfect the way it ends up working out. Because obviously in Gone you hear him talking about he's talking to his ex, saying like, yeah, but I still think about you too, but I hope that you're doing all right. I wish you the best. And I'm not mad. And then a lot of people after they're done with relationships will feel as though they can't get into another one because, well, it,
It'll
it's
fail like the last.
it'll fail like the last one. And I gotta say, been a victim of that mindset. Maybe still plagued by it a little bit now. But it's just a lot of people after they're done, after they break up with someone that they really, really care about, right? Whether it's a separation, a death, a nasty breakup, a mutual breakup, like it don't matter. You ultimately will feel the same way. Like you can't get into another one. Like it'll just fail. It's not worth it. But then Bullet's kind of that song that says, "Hey, it works out." Because this song, Bullet, it's all about his wife that he has now. They have 2 kids together now, right? And this just is a love letter to her, basically. The whole song. I'll take a bullet in my life any second if it came down to it, you know. And he's just saying it's a love letter to his wife. That's exactly what this song is. He's just appreciating her. He's telling her that he appreciates her, that he loves her, that he doesn't care that the birth plan didn't play out the way she wanted it to. She got a scar on her stomach. I'm assuming that it had to be a C-section baby. It don't matter. Whole body's a work of art. Stuff like that.
And
Don't matter
this
to me.
also plays into like transitional pieces and whatnot, because Time was about
also written for his wife.
was about how relationships can get bad and whatnot, but let's not let that define the relationship.
Let's work it out.
Yeah, let us get back to why we got in the relationship in the first place and work it out. And Bullet is kind of like a continuation of that.
Of Time, because like you talk about Time on the Search album, he's like, yeah, way before I bought you the ring, we were fighting back and forth like you were wearing it then, right? Two passionate people not afraid to say what they think, lead a passionate conversation when it's hard to agree.
Yeah, they already got the whole.
Yeah.
They got the whole song in the other ones.
But like Time is all about the difficulties that come in relationships. But like NF is saying that, look, man, yeah, it's fucking rough. Yeah, we're fighting. Yeah, it's hard. But like, guess what? I'm not ready to go. I ain't leaving. Like we got into this relationship. What we have is special. I don't want this to end. I want to work this out, like you said. And then Bullet's kind of like you said, the reward after working it out. Like, don't let the relationship difficulties lead to the breakup. You know what I mean? Don't let something like work it out as best as you can. Try your hardest to keep it going because it wouldn't be worth just throwing something out as soon as things get rough. God damn. God damn. Give me a second. Fuck. I didn't expect it to happen at that current moment, but all of a sudden the dawning reality came over me. And here we are on the podcast. We're live. We're an hour and 12 minutes in, and I just gotta. Fuck!
It happens.
Damn. Not gonna say that was. I'm not gonna get into too much detail. But,
But I will say that, damn, we are reviewing enough and you cuss.
Damn, I really did. Review an NF and I cuss.
So well.
I was doing so well. Then trauma happened. The trauma trigger happened.
So that was Bullet. So should we do Mistake?
Yeah, Mistake. That's all about don't give up on me, man. Mistake is a song about saying like, yeah, I know I'm not perfect. I got qualities I ain't proud of. I've made promises that I walked out on. Yeah, I'm not a perfect human being. But I'm not a mistake. Don't call me a mistake. Don't give up on me. I promise. Like, I'm human. This is what happens. We're not perfect.
I was going to say, one of the best lines I've ever heard in one of NF's songs, and that I think everyone should make sure they pay attention to, is that perfect people don't exist. Don't pretend to be one.
That was in Remember This. That was on Perception. Perception shout out. I like it.
But it's because we all have our own flaws, we all have our own problems, we all have our own issues, and you can't expect everything to go right because that's insanity, really.
Yeah, because like you can't. It can't happen that way. Like we're flawed individuals.
And like just because you make a mistake or you're having problems, that doesn't define the rest of your life. So another moving on type of deal.
It's just it's one of those, and like Like, yeah, I've made mistakes, but don't call me a mistake because I'm not one. I promise I'm not that way. I promise, like, this, I'm just had a lapse of judgment. I just fucked up. Maybe I fucked up a couple times. Maybe I was rather persistent with my fuck ups, but guess what? I still believe in me. I still know that that person that made all those fuck ups isn't me. I know I can move by it. So don't call me a mistake because I'm not one. I just make mistakes. I make mistakes. I'm not a mistake. Because a lot of people, they'll get tired of your shit. Like, they'll get tired of you fucking up all the time, and then they'll tell you to fuck off one day. And then you'll be like, well, goddamn, just give me a shot, man. I promise I just wasn't, like, don't give up on me. Don't let that define who I am. Because I can tell you firsthand, like, I made a lot of mistakes between 16 and now, but guess what? I don't let those shits define me. That's another thing that this song does well at. It's keeping your self-preservance. It's keeping like who you are, keeping your dignity. Cuz you're like, yeah, fuck, I keep fucking up, but guess what? I keep getting back up and I keep trying harder. Yeah, I did this, but guess what? I'm not going to do it again. Yeah, I did this, but I was in a different mind state then. I wasn't thinking right, and that's not where I am now, and I can relate to that on a extremely deep level. I've done some things that I ain't proud of too, Nate. Like, it's just, you know, but
It's not the amount of times you get knocked down.
it's how many times you get back up.
Exactly.
And that's basically what mistake is in the long run. I don't really got much more to say about mistake. I think that's the best we can get there.
Good way to end off mistake there.
So we haven't done
Turn my back, let him pray.
Turn My Back and Let Him Pray are kind of one and the same song. I'll be honest. Turn My Back is usually the one I skip on this album. It's not because it's a bad song. It's just there's a ton of other ones on here that I enjoy more. So I can't really talk too much about Turn My Back. It's just like it's not a bad song. Don't get me wrong. Don't make me turn my back on you. You know.
To me, it seems like it. I obviously have no source for this, but it seems like some of the people who he was on the come up with and getting famous like around the same time are kind of looking at him to help boost themselves, and they're looking at him poorly because he's not, because he's focused on his own career.
Yeah.
So he says, "Don't make me turn my back." It's like I got my hands full.
I got my hands full here. Don't bring me into your bullshit, man.
That's all I got for that, really.
And Let Him Pray. That's all about people like talking behind your back and like saying,
envious.
Huh?
People envious.
Envious people. Yeah. It's all about people being envious of who you are and what you are, and that they're like preying on your downfall. He goes, well, fuck them, let them pray. So I'm gonna keep going. It just lets you know that like beforehand, back like search back. From the search backwards, NF was very sensitive to critics. Obviously, they got to him, and he let them get to him. Now he's like,
paying my dues, motto.
Yep. There's a lot of development there, but if you can tell early in his career, he's like, yo, I'm pouring my heart out into this shit. Why are you shitting on me? It's just like everybody leaving me hate comments on these little shorts and podcasts I'm doing. Yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Helping with the engagement and the algorithm.
Thank you for using the comments section to tell me something negative so it can get pushed to more people. Thank you. You guys are the best.
Here. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We love the interaction. But it's like, it's just like, it's all about not letting, maybe you don't have to say it with critics, but like with people in general. Like, don't let another person's opinion derail you. Don't let another person's judgment, because they're upset with their life, have them rain on your parade. Because they're always in a rainy day. Don't have them bring some of your rain to your sunshine.
A lot of people say in a lot of different ways, if you don't got haters, you're not doing it right. You're
exactly.
not standing for something.
It's just like, yeah, bro, I say some fuck shit on this podcast sometimes.
My gosh, another curse word.
Yeah, I keep saying it. Bro, I be saying some crazy stuff on here, right?
Even with soap in your mouth, you say what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. But let him phrase like, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about none of them. All that talk, they're just spewing. They're just spewing some crap.
Don't let it affect you. Keep going.
Just
Keep moving.
keep it going. Just.
And then he says, uh, let him pray. God ain't listening to you because he's just gonna do his own thing, you know?
Yeah, it's just like, hey, don't let other people hold you back from what you want to do. You know, it could even come from people that are close to you. I'm not even just saying just hater people in general. It could be parents. It could be family members telling you, oh, don't do that. You'll never go anywhere with it. Well, fuck you. I'm still doing it. And not that that's happening to me, but, you know, a lot of people, especially YouTubers, artists, and stuff like that, I'm sure they had a shit ton of family members saying, nah, go get the normal job. Go get a real job. Yeah, no way. Just getting warmed up.
More shout outs.
That was
I remember we played this game in the ones last year.
It's just like, bro, just keep doing your thing. Do what makes you happy. Like, as long as you're not hurting nobody, then just keep going. Like, you know, don't let other people. That's what Let 'Em Pray is all about. Don't let other people get you down. Keep doing what you love. That's why I'm gonna keep making these podcasts for all 33 of you. Thank you. But you know, that's Let 'Em Pray. It's a very nice song. Now, have we touched on it? Have we even touched on hope yet? We touched on hope in the last episode. I don't think we really need to talk about it that much.
We can do a brief overview, but I think it's just that and running, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go right into running. Go to our last NF episode for the analysis of hope. We really go into detail there. I don't feel like doing it again.
Did
So
he says 30 times?
he does. He does say 30.
And I was
30
like,
times.
have you counted that? He's like, yes.
Yes, I did. And yes, I did. I damn near jumped out of my seat when Hope got released because I didn't expect it. It came out of fucking nowhere. Drops the song out of nowhere, and all the fans embrace it. Leave me alone.
Yep. Shout out.
But running. Goddamn running. This song was what closed the show. And that's where it belongs. It is a shedding of skin. That is what this song is. I know it sounds like, when you listen to Running for the first time, it sounds like he's talking to somebody, right? Like another person. He isn't talking to another person. He's talking to an old version of him. He's talking to that version of him that was in The Search and backwards. You know? He's talking to that version of him. The one that was pessimistic. The one that didn't see the bright and didn't see the good things, you know? Didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, you know? Now this is him completely on the other side. This other NF, right? This new version of him speaking to the old version saying, "Look, man, I can't keep living my life in your shadow. You know, I'm what you've been searching for this whole time, right? I'm who you wanted to be. But now that I'm here, I can't live symbiotically with you. I need to let you go to let this version of me flourish. Yes, I know I'm the one you were searching for the whole time, but we can't coexist like this, you know?" And this song was a real shedding of skin, like a real big release of pessimism, of the depression, of the years of anxiety, years of running.
It's like caterpillar to butterfly.
It's like caterpillar to butterfly. Yeah, exactly. That's
That
a perfect way of putting it.
That thing can fly?
Anyway, but back to running. But this song is so beautifully delivered. It's like we said, it's acknowledging what your past was, because he goes, I wish you well, but I can no longer stay because
I in my head the entire time.
Yep. The two of us. Yeah, no, it's like, I love you to death, but it's just, and he's like, I wish you the best, but I'm not interested. And it's like it's him like just talking to that old version of him saying like, I have to let you go. You're pulling me down. You're holding me back. You're making me hate myself. Right?
Another shout out right there. Hate myself.
Haha, it's your favorite. It's your favorite NF song right there.
And he played at the concert too.
Haha, I'll never get my favorite performed. I've just come to accept that. I wanted to guess though. Do you actually know what my favorite NF song is out of all of them? It might not be what you think.
I feel like you said it before.
I definitely have.
Not getting a name in my head right now.
Because a lot of people, like the way I talk up Outcast and Therapy Session all the time, you would think those
neither
are my
of those.
favorites. It's neither of them.
Pretty sure it's on one of the earlier one before the search.
Yep. It's on Therapy Session. That narrows it down a bit. Narrows it down a lot, actually.
but it doesn't get as much love as it should. So no.
It lost in the moment.
Lost in the moment.
Yep. That's my favorite NF song. But regardless, we're back to running now. It's just so beautifully done. Like NF actually like starts singing on this one, like actually singing. And NF has a great voice. Like he just in general, I know he's known as a rapper, but like he's actually got a really good singing voice, right? And that's on full display with running. Like he's legitimately like just screaming into the abyss, like I have to let you go. I have to let go of this version of me that's not serving me anymore. I have to let go of this version of me. Yes, I acknowledge the fact that it's gotten me this far. And I know I am what he's been searching for this whole time, but I can't coexist with him. Because if I do, I'm not going to get nowhere. So, in order for me to be who I am full time, who I am now full time, I need to let this one go. And that's pretty much it. That for running. That's like, and it's just such a beautiful song. I can't tell you in words how beautiful the song is. You have to just listen to it. The production behind it is just something that you would blast when it's 3 a.m. going down the road in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you're just screaming at the top of your lungs to this song.
Do you speak from personal experience?
Yes. Yes, I do. And it's true. That's exactly what it is. And like I can't tell you in words, like I said, how beautiful this song is. You just have to hear it. And when you do, you will understand where we're coming from. Like go and listen to Running, please. Like but then
listen to the whole album. It finishes with Running.
Yeah. Listen to the whole album that actually finishes with Running, yes. But then that leads me to think though, because there's so much finality attached to this album, like we was building this whole time to get to Hope. What happens now with NF? Does he just ride off into the sunset, man? With this, I mean, obviously we both don't want him to ride off into the sunset.
I don't think he rides off into the sunset, honestly. I mean, I could see how he could if he wanted to.
I mean, he's got a family now. He's got enough money. He totally could if he wanted to.
I think he wants to do one or two more, if I'm honest.
Yeah, before he hangs it up.
Yeah.
I mean, even in Pandemonium, he says he thought I hung it up, thought I might have quit. Nah. It shows that he still wants to keep going. But there's so much finality attached to this album. Like, when we tell you it's not like every other NF album, it is not like every other NF album. And it depends on where you are in life as to whether or not you're going to like this album or not. Like, if you're not at the point that Nate is in this album, you're probably not going to enjoy this album that much. You might want more of the raw stuff from like the search and whatnot, which valid. But if you are at a point that's similar to where Nate is here, you're going to love this album. It's just one of those things. I don't think it's like one of those albums where you love it or hate it. But I'm just saying your enjoyment of this album is going to fluctuate as to where you are in life.
Especially if he's just like you.
Ha! It's got layers here. We got layers here, bro.
That's real. That's real.
That's real. Oh, man. Shit, man. Got all these puns on my mind, man. I don't know what to do with them. But
Well, we don't want to let them down.
we definitely don't want to lie to him either. But anyway, and where do you think NF goes from here? Because I can't really give you a blueprint.
I'm gonna say he's gonna take a few years off.
Probably, yeah.
And then probably go over some of the life lessons he's accumulated raising kids, and where and if he's gonna keep going with the music after that.
I think he'll. Yeah, you're probably right. He probably still will make music, but will he ever make a raw-esque album like Search or Perception again? Do you think? Because I'm not sure. I mean, we all go through our depression periods. That's just. You can be the happiest go lucky guy, motherfucker, in the whole world, and you have like 1 week where everything just sucks.
Honestly, yeah, I don't like phrasing it this way, but it depends on how much he likes making the music. Because if he loves making the music to death, he's gonna find time. Say he'll bolt some of the raw stuff and release it then and whatnot. He doesn't have to release everything he puts together at once, you know? Were we almost out?
No, I was just moving the mouse around to see if it was all right. But I think he's definitely gonna. This is gonna be the last album for a little while. Probably. I mean, he does have 2 little ones at home that he's gonna want to spend time with, and NF's that kind of guy. He will go dark, and he will not say hi for a little while, and then he'll come back at some point with the banger. But I think he's gonna probably take some time. After this tour is done, I don't think we're gonna hear much out of NF between now and 2026, probably. As we stand right now, I don't think we're gonna hear much out of him. But we'll never know. I can't give you a blueprint as to how post Hope NF is gonna look, but I'm perfectly fine with sitting back and enjoying the ride and just see where it takes us. Because I'm at a point of time. I'm at a point in time with this guy where I completely trust him. Like I know whatever he's gonna do next is gonna be pretty good, right? Or I'm gonna find enjoyment in it in some way, shape, or form. Whether the enjoyment will fluctuate depends on how much I like the song, when I think about it. But I'm always gonna find some kind of enjoyment with NF. I've gotten to that point now where I completely trust him. It's like me with Linkin Park. I trust anything that Linkin Park comes out with. Anything that Mike Shinoda comes out with, I trust is gonna be good. That's kind of where I am with NF. Obviously, like I mentioned at the top of this episode.
At the intro.
At the intro, not the first one, and the first intro, not the second and third one, the first one. Right? There was no 3 intros, but yeah, just trying to find a way to incorporate the other intros, but I fucking failed brutally. But regardless, I'm like fine with just sitting back and just letting NF cook, letting him do his thing, because I completely trust him at this point in time. I'll be like, do your thing, brother. Do your thing. Go spend time with your son. Go spend time with your daughter. Go spend time with the wife. Do your thing. I'll see you when you come back. I mean, obviously he's on tour right now. He's still working, but um, that's what I'm thinking about it. I can't really tell you where it goes from here. Like I said, there's so much finality attached to Hope. I can't even really tell you what the next is gonna be. But I'm cool with seeing how it goes. That's my perspective, though.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's just he's number 1 and 2, man. Linkin Park's number 1. I don't think anything tops it. That's nothing wrong. If you're second fiddle to Linkin Park, that's basically as good as first place. Because I don't think I'm gonna find another artist or love another artist as much as I love Linkin Park. That's just a bias that won't change. That's just a preference that won't change. Like I have been jamming to Linkin Park since I'm fucking 10 years old, man. It's just, and I'm a super fan. I know everything. But NF, he's right there. He's number 2. He's number 2, and he's
Scottie Pippen to Michael Jordan.
He's the Scottie Pippen to Michael Jordan. Always there, always reliable, always there for the layup. When Michael Jordan can't do it himself, which Linkin Park's kind of incapable of making new music at this current stage. So, the old reliable workhorse will be NF. And number 3, my bronze medalist tends to fluctuate year to year. Depends on how that. But 1 and 2 almost never change. Linkin Park and NF are always number 1 and 2. Whenever it's
just said
Spotify Wrapped.
almost, because now I'm wondering when it did.
Huh?
You said almost never changed, which means it has once, and now I'm wondering about that.
Before I found NF, when my number 2 artist was Eminem. But because I connected so much with NF, he's just been at number 2 for at least six years now.
Yeah, I was
7 years
6
now.
Years.
Yeah, like 6 years now. He's been number 2, and he's gonna stay there probably. So like, if you're playing second fiddle to Linkin Park, which NF is doing, that's an honor in and of itself. Like, when you got a super fan like me of Linkin Park, and my second other artist that I'm listening to when it's not Linkin Park is NF, that's pretty good. And yeah, number 3, that fluctuates all the time. That varies from year to year. So my bronze medalist is the one that all the artists I listen to are competing for third place, basically. But you know,
Picturing you like the penguin, just like, which one of you gets it this year? We'll see.
no, because we already know what 1 and 2 are gonna be. So, and if by some miracle NF tops Linkin Park, which he probably won't, then that would just make sense too, you know. But that's all I got for Hope. Anthony, you got anything else?
No, I think
That's it. That's Hope in a nutshell. That's a review of the Hope tour. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm done. Get out of here.